421 Flavius Constantine becomes co-emperor as Emperor Constantius III of the Western Roman Empire with Honorius. 628 Smoke Imix Smoke Jaguar becomes the 12th ruler of the Mare city of Comet C will rule for 67 years. In 1526 heavy storm strikes Dutch coast, killing large numbers. In 1575 University of Leiden established by William I of Orange, given the motto Praesidium Libertatis, oldest university in Netherlands. In 1587 Mary, Queen of Scots, is beheaded at Fotheringhay Castle at age 44 after being convicted of plotting to assassinate Elizabeth I in the Babington Plot. In 1600 Vatican convict scholar and wayward friar Giordano Bruno of heresy, and turned him over civil authorities upon his refusal to recant to mete out his punishment of death. In 1601 Robert Devereux, 2nd Earl of Essex, leads an unsuccessful revolt in London against Queen Elizabeth. In 1627 gunpowder is used in a mining operation instead of mechanical tools in present-day Slovakia, reportedly the first time explosives had been used in mining. In 1649 Sobornoye Ulozheniye of 1649, Russia adopts new code of laws, consolidating serfdom. OS 29 Jan 1. Newton S. First optics paper 1672 Isaac Newton reads his first optics paper before the Royal Society in London. In 1690 French and Native American troops attack and destroy Schenectady settlement in New York province, either killing or capturing its inhabitants, revenge for the Lachine massacre. In 1690 Lord Halifax resigns as Lord Privy Seal. In 1693 William Mary College is chartered in Williamsburg in the Dominion and Colony of Virginia II in North America. In 1726 the Supreme Privy Council is established in Russia. In 1735 first opera performance in North American colonies. Flora opens in Charleston, South Carolina. In 1743 Comet C 1743 C1 approaches within 0.03900 of Earth. In 1744 French and Spanish fleet leave Toulon. In 1750 minor earthquake in London. In 1802 Simon Willard patents banjo clock. Battle of Eylau 1807 Battle of Eylau ends inconclusively between Napoleon's forces and the Russian Empire. First battle Napoleon isn't victorious. In 1809 Franz I of Austria declares war on France. 1837 First U.S. Vice President chosen by Senate, Richard Johnson Van Buren Admin. In 1849 New Roman Republic established in Italy. In 1855 the Devil's footprints, hoof-like marks mysteriously appear for over 60 km after a snowfall in southern Devon, England. In 1855 the Smithsonian Institution building the castle first opens to the public on the Mall in Washington D.C. In 1861 Confederate States of America organizes in Montgomery, Alabama U.S. Civil War. In 1862 Battle of Roanoke Island, N.C. Federals gain control of Pamlico Sound. In 1865 Martin Robison Delany, first black major in U.S. Army appointed during U.S. Civil War. In 1867 the Orsklik Compromise establishes the Dual Monarchy of Austria-Hungary. In 1879 Sandford Fleming first proposes dividing the world into 24 equal time zones and adopting a universal standard time at a meeting of the Royal Canadian Institute adopted 1884. In 1883 Louis Waterman begins experiment to invent a fountain pen. In 1887 Aurora Ski Club of Red Wing, Minnesota becomes the first U.S. ski club. In 1887 the Dawes Act authorizes the President of the United States to survey Native American tribal land and divide it into individual allotments. Those who accepted allotments and lived separately from the tribe were granted United States citizenship. In 1889 flood ravages Dutch coast. In 1894 U.S. Enforcement Act repealed, making it easier to disenfranchise blacks. In 1896 Georges Feydeau's Vassler Dindon premieres in Paris. In 1896 Western Conference forms to be first Western College football season, later renamed Big Ten Conference. In 1898 John Ames Sherman patents first envelope folding gumming machine in Massachusetts. In 1905 cyclone hits Tahiti adjacent islands, killing some 10,000 people. In 1908, Wilhelmina 08 soccer team forms in Weert, Netherlands. In 1909, France-Germany signed treaty about Morocco. In 1910, the Boy Scouts of America is incorporated by William D. Boyce. In 1911, US helps overthrow President Miguel de Villar of Honduras. 1912, first eastbound US transcontinental flight lands in Jacksonville, Florida. In 1912, British emissary journeys to Berlin to suggest that Britain might support German colonial aspirations in Africa if Germany agrees to hold her current naval strength. In 1914, General Salmon becomes president of Haiti. First 12-reel film 1915, The Birth of a Nation, the first 12-reel film in America, directed by D.W. Griffith, starring Lillian Gish and Mimash, premieres at Clunes Auditorium in Los Angeles. In 1916, French cruiser Admiral Channer torpedoed off Syrian coast, kills 374. In 1916, NL votes down Charlie Hebdo's proposal to limit 25-cent seats. 1918, Star Stripes, weekly U.S. Armed Forces newspaper, first published. In 1920, Bolshevik troops capture Odessa, bringing an end to foreign involvement in the resistance against Bolshevik rule. In 1922, radio arrives at the White House. In 1923, coal mine explosion at Dawson, New Mexico kills 120. In 1923, German NSDAP Volkscher Bearbatter newspaper becomes a daily. 1924, first U.S. coast-to-coast radio hookup, General John Joseph Carty's speech in Chicago. Walt Disney Studios. 1926, Disney Brothers cartoon studio becomes Walt Disney Studios. In 1926, German Reichstag decides to apply for League of Nations membership. In 1926, Schuren O.K.'s Plaustas opens at Abbey Theatre, Dublin. In 1927, Belgian-Swiss treaty signed. 1928, first transatlantic TV image received at Hartsdale, NY. In 1929, KOYAM in Phoenix, Arizona, begins radio transmissions. 1930, Happy Days Are Here Again by Benny Marioff hits 1. In 1931, gas explosion fire in Fashion coal mine, Manchuria kills 3,000. In 1932, American speed skater Irving Jaffe wins the 10,000 m at